It's been a while, but I figured now is as good a time as any, first time I've ever said that phrase right, to make another heinous cooking project. To celebrate making a video, I'm gonna put pants on, so. It's more like it. Family friendly. But what's on my lower half? Slippers. As you can tell, I've been working out. How do you even start this? I haven't been able to go to the grocery store lately, so I decided I was gonna cook something with what I have in the fridge. And looking through my pantry, I was reminded of a ghost from my past. So it was like maybe 2015, and on Pinterest I saw hot dog octopi. I have hot dogs in my fridge. Don't ask me why I have hot dogs in my fridge. We're gonna breeze past that. Ever since that fateful day on Pinterest, I've been haunted by these hot dog spaghetti octopi, or noodle weenies, or whatever you wanna call them. I would prefer nobody called them. They're not invited. So come join me. Let's dive right in to the sea of hot dog octopuses. Okay, recipe, hot dog. I'm gonna start by, I guess, getting some water ready. Filling a 8 quart? How many quarts are you? Maybe an 8 quart? 2.5 quart pot of water. We're gonna go ahead and unwrap the weenies. Now, I'm literally not following a recipe because I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. Did look one up just to make sure that there wasn't some like genius part that I was missing. I'm not missing a single thing. So, you can do this at home. Okay. A knife! And we're just going to cut these dogs. And the dog, the big bad dog. Although the recipe that I read, it was like using a sharp knife. You really need a sharp knife to cut a hot dog? Cut this with a fork, gee. It has been a while since I've touched a hot dog. Although sometimes I am craving like a good, like microwaved hot dog. Brings me back to the days of like going to the pool. You would just unwrap your hot dog from tin foil and it just had a special chewy texture to it. Very nostalgic. Next, spaghetti. And we are using Barilla. You remember this brand from my Paris lasagna cooking show. I'm gonna do 4, right? 4 through each. How long should this be? Okay, so I'm gonna break these each in half. And then we're just gonna string them through. This is gonna be the finished product. Not the finished product, but step 1. All right, and then we're just gonna continue to do that. And I have these little guys, so I may end up making more of a spaghetti squid. 5 noodles each, which makes 10 tentacles. Yeah, I feel like squids are the way to go. Isn't that fun? What do hot dogs taste like? That's a flavor I haven't experienced in a while. It's a hot dog. Okay, let's speed this up a little. Alright, last one. And almost no waste, just a couple soggy, raw spaghetti sticks. Spaghetti noodles. I'm gonna wash my hands. The recipe didn't call for it, just sort of a personal preference. And this is what we're looking at so far. We have our raw octopeople, our water, which I've yet to boil. And I'm not gonna do anything special like salt the water because A, the hot dogs are plenty salty already, and B, it's a little too fancy for this recipe. Pack up the entire box of spaghetti that I did not use. We're just gonna save that for another day. I'm gonna turn on high heat and wait for that to boil, and it's a pretty low intensity recipe, guys. All right, now, almost as if there are no consequences to our actions, we're gonna put the hot dog weenies in the boiling water. One at a time. Bloop. Bloop. They're going in together. This is what that looks like. And we're just gonna let those boil until the spaghetti is cooked. That's it. That's the recipe. Ah, perfectly al dente. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's a baby. So cute. in you go. What we're gonna do, run them through a colander and no doubt get the desired effect.
Ah, like little babies. Babies being born. Ow!
And this is what we have. Now, I don't know what you're supposed to eat these with. The recipe that I briefly glanced at was like pasta sauce if desired, and I don't know if that's what I desire. However, they are hot dogs. Am I supposed to eat these with ketchup? Am I? Am I gonna do it? Okay. Ketchup. Why don't we start by giving them little faces? That would be so cute. Wait, you guys, look at him. Oh my god. Now I know how moms feel about ugly babies. Oh, he's a little sadder, but it's okay. He's been exposed to the realities of the world, but look, he's still smiling through it all. And then the rest just are gonna get ketchuped. Did a bad thing. I regret the thing that I did. All right, I'm gonna eat the first one that I made. And none of you are trying to stop me. It's like chewing on rubber, or like a PVC shower curtain. Like the intrinsic rubberiness of a hot dog mixed with undercooked pasta, but just barely undercooked. Like it's very edible, loosely. Then ketchup on top of that. It tastes like the smell of the tire section at Walmart. It's not good, but it's like a challenge. It's like when you're standing looking over a bridge and your brain's just like, what if you jumped? That's like literally how this feels. It's like, what if you ate this hot dog with spaghetti through it with ketchup on top of it? Like, what would happen? 2 out of 10. So I decided that's awful. In thinking about this, I was like, how can I elevate that? So I wonder if using actual meatballs and spaghetti and then simmering it in like a sauce, that could be a nice like spaghetti and meatballs hack. So I wonder how that would work out. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to try and make Noodle Weenies edible, palatable. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start with some ground beef. I'm gonna get a small bowl with the mistakes of our past silently haunting us. Gonna put just a couple handfuls of ground beef into this bowl because I don't want to waste it, because I have a feeling I'm not gonna finish this. Alright, I'm putting about half the package. Put that to the side. Washing my hands, again, just a personal preference. And we're gonna season this time. So we're gonna start out with some pepper, salt, Italian medley, which is usually just like basil, thyme, rosemary, oregano, Italian seasoning. Then a touch of garlic powder. I found with garlic powder, a little goes a long way, no matter how much you like garlic. And then we're just gonna mix with our hands without over mixing it, because that's how you get a nice tender meatball. But I do wanna make sure that all the spices are incorporated. So that should be good. And just gonna pinch off a little bit of the meatball and then just gently roll it in my hand. Again, you don't wanna overwork the meat because then it gets really tough and dry, but I do wanna make sure it's not gonna fall apart. Have a meatball about like golf ball sized. I feel like it's whatever you want. And then we're just repeating. And you want them all to be roughly the same size at least. I know I said whatever you want, but you want them to be roughly the same size so they cook at the same time. Common sense. Cooking is a lot of common sense. It's not that hard. You just gotta think with a little bit of your brain. Now for the meatballs, I'm gonna use linguine, which is just spaghetti, but it's flatter. I'm no expert, just going off of what I can see with my own eyes. It's spaghetti, a little thicker, a little flatter. And we're gonna do the same thing we did with Miss Hot Dog and take some nudes, just break them in half. Then yeah, that's gonna look okay. So they're all strung up like Christmas tinsel. Just have a stainless steel pan that right on the stove. And then I'm gonna turn the heat up to 6 or 7. I'm not gonna make my own pasta sauce because that's ridiculous. So I just got some store-bought tomato sauce in a can, and I'm just gonna add a couple spices to it. Gonna add a little bit of olive oil to the pan. I'm gonna go in with my trusty lusty tongs. And I just wanna get these meatballs a little brown. That way I can ensure that they're gonna be cooked as I simmer them on the stove.
Excuse me.
Now, this I'm not an actual expert on. I've never made meatballs. If I'm doing it wrong, please yell at me in the comments below. I love user engagement. And while those sputter and stutter, we're just gonna watch. And that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just throw in the sauce. Add some seasoning. We're just gonna let these sit and simmer. And we're gonna let those simmer for a little bit. Just to reiterate, I'm not claiming to know how to make the perfect meatball. I'm just making a quick meatball and trying to elevate weenies. So if you want a recipe on meatballs, you're on the wrong channel. You're on a channel that makes hot dog weenies. It's been about 20-30 minutes simmering on low heat. They're looking pretty good. No complaints with visuals besides the obvious. The sauce tastes like a tomato. I guess we try it now. This is the story of a girl cried a river and drowned the whole world. This is the finished product of the quote-unquote gourmet version of Noodle Weenies. Not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and cut into this. It's not bad. Actually, this turned out surprisingly well. Will it save you time on spaghetti and meatballs? No, it will add time. Definitely really fun, cute little recipe. Definitely better than the weenies. Yeah, so if you want to see more awful affronts to the universe, please like this video. Let me know what you want to see. Very pleasantly surprised. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.